out of my. I just want to apologize to everybody because I had my stepson over, and for a visit, and I had other things that I had to do. But I apologize for being on coming on late. Uh, well, I just want to come on and and I want to talk about the shooting, the stabbing that happened over at Dartmouth Mall. I mean, that was that's a scary thing to see. Um, I mean, North Dartmouth Mall in Dartmouth, that stabbing that happened over there. Um, I just want to I hope I hope the kid is okay. And yeah, so I hope the kid is okay, and and he survived that stabbing, and and I hope that uh, the prosecutors will still send him to jail, for his for his crime that he committed, because that is a horrible thing, to do when when people are shopping over there. At first they said it was a shooting, but turned out to have been a stabbing over there at the North Dartmouth Mall. But my prayers go out to the family, for that kid, and I hope he's okay. And that other thing too that other thing too that's been actually happening, too as well. New York, a New York father, a New York dad brought his went from New York and went down to the beach and tried to drown his try to drown his kids. And I mean, and that too. I mean, that's sad. That's sick. Okay, when their father um, is trying to drown his kids at a beach. And these people are from New York City. I personally don't know their story. I personally don't know their story on for what happened, but if I don't know if they were if the mother was getting a divorce from the father, or the father was getting divorced from the mother. I don't know. I don't know their story, but you honestly don't go and take your kid to the beach, okay, at 2 in the morning, okay, and at 2 in the morning, and try to drown them. So if it wasn't for the police officer at that time and his sanity when he was doing his patrol, those kids would have been dead already. But thank God for the police on patrol, and thank God for the homeless person that was there, that jumped in the water and saved those 3 kids. Okay, thank God. But those kids are in intensive care and in the ICU right now. So I mean, when you transport kids over the border, that becomes a federal crime. Okay, so I mean, but my prayers too for that goes out to the families and friends and their relatives too as well. And let me tell you something. And I hope I hope I hope he gets put. Okay, I hope I hope he gets put behind bars for where he belongs for what he tried to do to those kids. I mean, and plus I have another one here. Okay, I'm not going to judge anybody. Okay, I'm not. I am a independent reporter. I report stories as I see them. So I'm letting you know that Fall River priest on leave, alleged victim is hold a press conference. Okay, and but this kid, there was no children involved. So which is I'm grateful for that. Okay, Fall River priest on leave, alleged victim is holding a press conference. So and I just want I'm not saying that the guy's guilty. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying he's guilty and innocent until proven guilty. Okay, and I'm not saying that he is, but it's a shame. Okay, that this poor man. Okay. This poor man, okay, as a photo of Reverend J. Mello is still up on St. Joseph's website, but as a pastor of a church is courtesy of the Joseph Church, Fall River, Mass. WLNE, a man who was the alleged victim of sexual abuse by a Fall River priest, will be held a press conference within his lawyers outside of the headquarters of the diocese. Reverend J. Mello was placed on administrative leave after the diocese received a concerning information alleging sexual misconduct by the priest, and that an entitled inquiry showed significant evidence of the further investigation. Mello was the pastor of St. Michael's Church on Essex Street and Joseph's Church on North Main Street. He was also a pastor in St. Michael's School and a pre-kindergarten to a grades in the Catholic school, and he served on the school committee for the Greater Fall River Vocational School and Districts. He was also serving as a chaplain on Fall River Police Department. Mello is no longer residing at the parish rectory, as has been directed to refrain from the exercising public ministry, and the man who is allegedly abused says he approached the bishop George Coleman in the 2013 about what happened and met the Catholic Church investigator last year. In a letter, Bishop George D. Chung wrote that the situation was distressing and said the community was in his prayers during his challenging times. The diocese said there has been no allegations within a minor, and Mello has denied all allegations. So the victim and his lawyer will hold a press conference within his lawyers outside of the diocese in Fall River. at 11:30 a.m. The victim, who has not been identified, will not be participating in the press conference. So, I mean, I basically, I heard about the priest, Jay Mello. Okay, I think he's, I mean, he's in, I mean, look at the guy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy's legit, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, does baptism, he does a lot. So I'm not going to say that the guy's guilty, because it's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. As a conservative, Republican, I'm going to say that, he's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I'm not going to say that this guy's guilty when he's innocent. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people could come at you even if they know. Okay, I remember Father, one of the priests over here at the church over here on 2nd Street, one time, I mean, he was accused of sexual abuse. Okay, and I think I'm trying to think who he was. Father, and he actually, and I'm trying to think of his name, because he actually done it. But I mean, there's been a lot going on in the churches lately. Okay, there's been a lot of scandals. Okay, in the churches. Okay, they have been, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat this. Okay, there's been a lot of cover-ups in churches. Okay, and let me tell you something. And just because they hold that, well, I cannot say this, I cannot say that. Okay, I mean, the sacraments. Okay, but let me tell you something. There's been a lot of cover-ups. Okay, in churches. Okay, especially the Catholic churches. Yes, I mean, there's been a lot of cover-ups. I mean, in there. Okay, and sometimes churches, they cover up these things. Okay, they cover it up. Sometimes they pay money up to the victims, and say, hey, you know what? Hey, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Here's $100,000. That'll take care of your problems. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they cover up things. You know what I'm saying? It's been like that for years. You know what I'm saying? There has been cover-ups, okay, in churches, especially Catholic churches. I mean, wow. I mean, and hearing about Father J. Mello, okay, and hearing about this, I mean, it's and it doesn't look good. Okay, I mean, it doesn't look good for the church at all. Okay, because I know Father J. Mello has children of himself. I know he's probably married too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to say the guy's guilty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that. Never. I would never, ever, ever say that. Because you know something? Because that would actually be wrong of me to say something like that about him. You know what I'm saying? you know. But you know, as a Christian myself, and a holy one myself too. You know what I'm saying? I will not go and judge somebody and you know, and say, hey, you know what? Hey, he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. I don't know that. Okay. I honestly, I will let the investigation take its course. Okay. Let it play out, and whatever the dominoes fall. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to again, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the diocese, you know, and you know it also makes it look bad on everyone else. Okay, it makes it look bad. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can't keep covering up for these priests. Okay, you can't. Okay, you know, you can't keep covering up. If there's an investigation, you gotta let the investigators on the outside come in and investigate. Okay, because if you let your own investigators come in and investigate, guess what's going to happen? You're going to cover it up and throw it underneath the rug like everything else. You know? So, I mean, you know, it's you know, you gotta so like I said, I'm gonna let the investigators, and even though I'm an investigative reporter, I'm gonna see how this all plays out. Okay, with the investigators and the courts. If they don't find anything, then don't. And maybe the guy's making up stories. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and maybe he's making up stories. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, Father J. Mello, I mean, he does. I don't think he see. I don't think he seems. Yeah, I'm friends with him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's that type. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? So, but I just don't want people to get, you know, the idea that, you know, oh, well, Mr. Me thinks that, you know, Father J. Mello is guilty. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm going to tell you right now, the answer is no. Okay? So, I mean, I'm going to let the investigators play that out. Okay? So, I'm going to change the subject, and I'm going to get on to something else. So, a Fall River murder suspect shot while fleeing, the deputies in Georgia, officials say. Wow, he flee, huh? Jesus. Fall River Barbecue Restaurant announced they're having a closure. So I mean that too. I mean they're closing too as well. That's going up past the what do you call it? So a verdict was watching the day 2 of the jury of the Karen Reed murder trial. Okay, so day 2 of this, and you know, and the verdict watched day 2 of the jury deliberation in the Karen Reed murder trial. So I don't know if they. I think that was live. So I think that was. So I don't know. I don't know if it's you know what the verdict is going to be. So so I'm keeping an eye. I'm keeping an eye on that verdict, and to see what's going to happen with that.
Have you ever looked up how much your
So,
house is worth?
but I am, and so I'm seeing what's going to happen with that, with all of that, and I don't want to, let's see here. Fall River, New Bedford resident charged with stabbing at Dartmouth Mall arraigned on social media. So this is what we were talking about about this murder, and about the stabbing. So the resident is charged in stabbing a Dartmouth Mall arraigned on social media. So yeah, he did. I mean, he did family members believe that missing Fall River teen being hidden by men. So yes. So family member believes that missing Fall River teen is being hidden by a man. So which is a Fall River teenager has been reported missing, and those who know her are looking for the public's help. And according to family, and man may be hiding a 15-year-old Destiny Lewis. She is supposed to be residing at a group home and has been missing since June 11th. Wow, that's the shift. Destiny is a student at BMC Durfee High School. If you seen her, known her whereabouts, contact the Fall River Police Department at 508-324-2787. And this is her picture right here, and this is her right here. So if you do see her, contact the Fall River Police Department, and so that way we can bring her home safely, because she's 15 years old and she belongs back home with her parents. So if you do recognize her in any way, shape, or form, if you see her on the bus, even on a SERTA bus or anywhere, contact the Fall River Police Department, because they are looking for her. She's 15 years old. She goes to BMC Durfee High School in Fall River. So, parents are worried, and parents are worried about her. So that's why I say, that's why I'm showing her picture right now, and so that way you can share this. You can share my live feed if you want, and and make the picture even bigger if you like. That would be a good thing, because you'll be saving a 15-year-old girl's life. So that's what you'll be doing. So here, there you go. Again, a 15-year-old girl has been missing since June 11th, and she hasn't been found yet. Mother and father, families are worried about her, and she does go to BMC Durfee High School here in Fall River. So please, if you see her, contact the Fall River Police Department at the number that I just gave you, and let them know, hey, I saw this girl, and guess what? You know something? And you can take the picture and show the police where she was, and where you saw her. So that way they can bring her back home to her mother, because she's a young girl, 15 years old, and you can't. It's against the law. Okay. So that's it there. I kept that picture up long enough, and if you like, you can actually make it bigger, and you can actually share this picture too. So around, so that way other people and the surrounding cities too can help find her too as well if they recognize her. She's got like brown hair and the little red colors on both sides. So she's 15 years old, and she does go to BMC Durfee High School in Fall River. And the police department, the Fall River Police Department number is 508-324-2787. So if you like, you can contact them and let them know that you did see her. So that way she can be home safe and sound with her mother and her father. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes, kids don't want to be found. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes kids don't want to be found. Sometimes, they just need that space. You know what I'm saying? And and this right here, I don't think this is the case. Okay, my opinion, I don't think this is the case. I think that this is a case of abduction. I think this is a case of abduction or kidnapping, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But if you do see him, again, 508-324-2787. That would be the Fall River Police Department's number. Just to be sure that it's a that you did see her. You know what I'm saying? And and you'll be doing actually a good deed for you'll be actually doing a good deed. So and let me see this one here, and there's another one here. Bristol County District Attorney Tom Quinn announced that Fall River man was sentenced to prison committing 5 robberies in October 2021. That's 5 robberies in one day. Okay. According to the district attorney's office, Matthew Rodriguez was sentenced to serve 5 to 7 years in prison following his guilty plea of the indictment here in Fall River. A drunk driver allegedly goes to work with several armed and patrons, and he killed a police officer. Wow, that is a massive thing going on. A missing mother cut from 16-foot long python after being swallowed alive. Wow. Who is the mother who stabbed her children to death for not seeing? Wow. That is a crazy thing, and wow, that is nuts. Wow, this has gotten to be one of the saddest things I ever heard, and the state should be held responsible, as well as those children were a danger from the very beginning. And the father of the 6-year-old should file a lawsuit against the state. He was trying to get his son and then denied him and the opportunity to raise his son because it would separate the children coming on now. He separated for life. That has gotten to be one of the weakest reasons I ever heard. This is just twisted, no matter how you look at it. I pray that God gives this family what they need, and now always do this, because you can't give birth to a child doesn't make you a mother. It was clear that neither of them were mentally stable, and God help us all. Yep, so that is that right there. So just shake your souls. But those poor kids never want what was happening. Somebody raised some evil, violent daughters blame CPS, but I blame the person that did this. Hey, have a thought job that no one wanted to do, but rest in peace, sweet angels. So yes, so you rest in peace, sweet angels. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. When you have children, okay, and if you don't want children, if you don't want them, okay, I mean, there's always the police station, the hospitals you can give your kids to, okay? Because let me tell you something, okay? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again, okay? People have children, okay? You take care of them, okay? You have to, if you have a kid, hey, it's not a picnic, okay? It's not. As a dad, as a grandfather, it's not a picnic, okay? You got to change their diapers. You got to wash them up. You got to make sure they're clean. You got to make sure they have clean clothes. I mean, you got to, okay? But don't have kids if you're not going to take care of them, okay? Don't, okay? Because it takes a village to make a family.
That's not true, David.
Okay? It does. It takes a village to make a family.
David, that's not what it says.
Okay? All right? Or it takes a family to make a village. Okay? One of them. Okay? If you want to have kids, take care of them. Okay? Kids are precious. All right? They are. And let me tell you something. I mean, the stories that I hear, okay, and I see on the news and all over the place, okay, fathers trying to drown their kids, mothers, mothers are trying to, also drown their children. The things I hear and see, okay, on this page, okay, it makes me sick and throw up, okay. If you don't want the kids, give it to somebody that that can't have any kids, okay. Let them take care of it, okay. Why get pregnant and say, hey, you know what? Hey, wow. The woman say, oh, I'm pregnant and everything else and stuff. I'm gonna have a boy. I'm gonna have a girl. I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna give it all. Give it everything she wants. That's all well and good. You can actually do that. Okay, but what price are you gonna pay later when you spoil that kid? Okay, what price are you gonna pay later? Well, let me tell you something. I'm telling you from experience. I'm a dad, a grandfather. You spoil your kids, they're going to want more and more and more and more and more and more. And that's it. They're going to want more. You can't say, well, hey, you know what? Hey, sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Dad's going to buy you a brand new car tomorrow. Should you buy that brand new car? They're going to look at you and say, wow, how come the car is white? How come the car is white? It's not blue. It's not the color that I want. You know what the kid's going to say? Well, you're worthless. You know what I'm saying? So the kid's going to treat you like dirt and not realize it. Okay? So you gotta understand. Don't You can spoil your kids, but spoil them to a certain point and stop. Cut it off. Because if you don't, you're gonna be in hot water. They're gonna want to use your credit card. They're gonna want to use, hey, Dad, hey, I gotta use your Porsche. I gotta use your Porsche. Or I gotta use your car. I gotta go out. I'm supposed to, go out with my girlfriends to the dance. The minute you say no, automatically, oh, you're not my father. You're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And so on. You know what I'm saying? Those sort of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's sad. We love to give up. We love to give our kids a lot, but guess what? We also cannot spoil them either. So we also cannot spoil them either. It stinks, but you know something? Some kids these days, they don't appreciate anything, okay, that you do for them. They don't. You may think so, but guess what? It's not. Let me tell you something. I mean, young adults, they can be brutal. Okay? They can be brutal. I'll do what I want. I'll go out partying. I'll go out drinking. I'll go out do whatever I want to do. Some of these kids, some of these adults, young adults, the minute they turn 16 years old, they're out partying. They're out partying. They don't care. They don't care about the parents. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Okay? That's why kids today, they're running so wild on the street, causing all kinds of chaos. Okay? Going around causing trouble and carrying and seeing 15, 16-year-olds carrying guns in their waistbands. This is a big problem. This is a problem. We had this problem for a very long time, but this problem's gotten worse instead of better. So we have to clamp down on all this stuff. Okay? There's no need of it. Okay? There's no need of it. I mean, the families, they're not saying the families are not the families that the fathers and the mothers, sometimes separation does it. Okay? When the father is separated from the mother and the mother leaves the father, then the mother's stuck with the problem, with the kid. So without a father, there's no structure in a kid's life. Okay? Now, what happens is that now a stepdad comes in. Okay? Comes in, dates the mother. Right? Comes in and dates the mother and says, okay, well, I'm dating your mother. Hi, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. Let me shake your hand. Kid's like, get the hell out of here. You're not my father. You're not even my stepfather. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Right away, there's a problem. There would be a problem. Now, if you try to tell the kid what to do, the kid will be like, you ain't my dad. I'll do what I want to do. Oh, the hell with you. You know what I'm saying? That's how things work. Okay? That's how it works. They'll tell you, if I don't listen to my real father and my mother, what makes you think I'm going to listen to you? That's how that works. Okay? And you know something? Don't matter how you fix it or try to fix it, it's never going to be good enough. It's never. I mean, I've seen it done. Okay? It's never going to be good enough. They're going to do whatever they please and whatever they want whatever they want to do. So, but I would say,
Jared, primary, and
so, but then again, I would say, okay, well, you know what? Since I'm in your house and I'm dating your mother and I'm married to your mother,
Jared,
okay, I'm going to tell you, if you get in trouble, you don't call either one of us, you stay in jail. And that will teach you a lesson. Not to carry a gun around in your waistband and go around shooting people. And thinking that you think that you're bulletproof. So these kids, they have no structure in their life. Some kids will come from a divorced parent. Some kids will come from foster care. Okay, no structure at all, none at all. There is no structure. Okay, I can remember when I was a little boy growing up here in Fall River, I had structure. Okay. It's either I listen to my parents and my father, or I get the shillelagh, a beating. Okay? Either way. Either way. If it ain't from them, it'll be from my grandmother. So, I had a lot of structure in my life. Okay? And if I didn't have a lot of structure in my life, do you think that I would be, I'd be out there doing what the heck I want to do? But I have a lot of structure. I had a lot of structure in my life, and you know something. Until this day, at the age of 57, I still have a lot of structure in my life. Okay. I live and tell this. I now I can tell the story. Okay. I can tell a great story. Okay. So I mean, it's not that, you know, but I can tell the story. Okay, my stepfather used to own a business. I used to work for him. Okay, he used to own a construction. Nope, he used to own a scrap metal business. Okay, I used to work for him. I used to get $50 a week. That's all. $50 a week for spending money. I had to work for my money. Okay? I had to. So, but you know, and again, I've seen a lot of kids. They hang out at the bus station. They're hanging out all over the bus station. But guess what? You know something? None of them would ever lift. None of them would ever get a job. None of them would. None of them would. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, but now I am. So now, now that I'm older, I learn. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot. And I mean, it's hard. I know. I get it. I actually do learn a lot. But I just wanted to say that, you know, again, let me see. David Palmy. The man comes handed and he will leave it the same way I have. God said, I am the way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to, I'm not going to preach anything because it's, you know, not my place to do so. But like I said, I had to come on I came on a little bit late today because my stepson Jared was over, so for a visit, and I had to spend time with him as a dad, as a stepfather. I spent some quality time with him, and also with Jake too as well, my stepson. We spent time, and that's just the thing that that's the thing that we do. Let me see here. There is something going on here, and I want to. Much of eastern Mass, including Boston area, is now under a flash flood watch. All right, okay, people. Let me see here. Breaking news. There is much of eastern Mass, including Boston area, is now under a flood watch warning. So it is flood watch warning. Several thunderstorm warnings are in effect in parts of Mass. See more details. So I'm going to open up the app and I'm going to actually read it. Okay. A first alert, flash flood warning. Several thunderstorm warnings are in effect. So I have it right here. Flash flood warning are in effect in Massachusetts, Worcester County, Hampton County until 10:15 p.m. Tuesday. As the storm moves through the region, several thunderstorm warnings were issued in Worcester County, Norfolk County, Middlesex County until 9, and Fairfield County, Connecticut will be under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9:15 p.m. We will be hot and humid on Wednesday afternoon with a sunshine included, temperatures approaching 90 degrees in Boston, as well as surrounding communities. Much of the day will be on the dry side, along with southeast southwest winds gust over 20 miles an hour at that time, close to 30 miles an hour across the Cape and the islands, and a few isolated showers and storms may develop mildly south of Boston, across Rhode Island, and southeastern Massachusetts on Wednesday afternoon through the evening, ahead of the system which will be arriving overnight. At some of these may produce locally heavy rain, hail, and gusty wind. Low pressure will be developing along a cold front overnight as they pass through New England, bringing showers and thunderstorms within it. We can expect rain, showers, and thunderstorms to break out early Wednesday night, which is tonight, and continue through the mid-morning hours. Thursday, some of these thunderstorms included becoming several with damages, winds, and hail, and localized flooding. Behind the front, Thursday, we will see improvement conditions with cooler temperatures, high in the lows 80s, and lowering humidity and levels as high pressure builds in front of the west. Cloud we will build in the afternoon due to some instabilities. So a stay, shower, and sprinkle is not out of the question, but most should remain dry. Friday looks fantastic with a lot of sunshine and highs in the 70s. Local deep news coverage of the greater Boston area. We are the fireworks. The weekend starts at dry, but another system will bring some unsettledness to the region on Saturday night into Sunday with a morning shower and a storm expected. There you go. So that's your forecast for Massachusetts and in your surrounding communities. So this is again this is my podcast. I bring the latest information, news, sources, news around. I even talk about the Karen Reed case. That the verdict hasn't even been out yet. Okay, it hasn't, and I don't know when it's going to be. Sometimes they say when the verdict takes a long time, sometimes they'll say not guilty, but I don't know. I mean, I hope she's not guilty because this case, the Karen Reed case, has been going on for a long time. At this point, I wish I was up there at the courthouse covering it. You know what I'm saying? But Turtle Boy was up there, and so was Fall River reporter Jessica Machado. She was up there covering that case up there too as well. But I mean, I wish I was up there doing the same thing. That would have been great. You know what I'm saying? Having a whole bunch of news sources up there, covering that case up there. But I cover cases down here locally in Massachusetts. Whenever we have a murder trial, any kind of case. I remember one time I covered the Hernandez case one time down here in Fall River. I did. I stood out there right by the courthouse and I covered that. Matter of fact, I met Alton Loy's mother. I met her. And that's when Will Flanagan was mayor of the city of Fall River. So I did cover that case. And we had Channel 612 down there. Fall River Media was there, which was me. And I covered that case too. You know what I'm saying? I did. Well, it wasn't Fall River Media at the time, but I did cover that case. When that case was when that case broke, and I knew that there was a trial being heard here on the Hernandez case when the football star was being his case was being tried here. So I mean, I did cover that case at that point, and I'll tell you though, I liked it. I did. I like covering cases, and to see what it's like to be on the front side. You know what I'm saying? And learning. And learning a lot. Ron Cabral's not here today, and I'll talk to you about that later, Scott. So I mean, no, Ron Cabral's not here today, I'll talk to you about that later. I'm not gonna say anything live on the screen, so all right. But anyways, there was a thing going on up in the Flint here. One of the stores ended up getting letters on it for Christopher. And they put letters. They put letters up on the Flint Pride. Flint Pride. So it was with the Flint Pride. So but I want to focus. Now we got 3 people running for mayor in the city of Fall River. We got Carlos Caesar running for mayor in the city of Fall River, and we also have a former mayor, Will Flanagan, running for mayor here in the city of Fall River. So we got 3 people running for mayor. So yeah, so we got 3 people running for mayor and CFO. I didn't even know that. So I didn't even know that, man. And, maybe maybe we'll see what the we'll see next year what the days like when I pull nomination papers out for city council. How's that? So we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I'm not guaranteed it, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? If you see my name on the ballot, then nobody pulls nomination papers. Well, I pull nomination papers. Remember the time Scott, remember the time I ran for city council and everything? And I had good ideas. I even brought Market Basket in. I'll still mention that still today. And you know who thanked me for that? Former Mayor Correa thanked me for that. No other mayor did, but former Mayor Correa, you know what I'm saying? Thanked me for that. Even though he's a thief, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, no, so it is but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I mostly cover politics, mayors, city councilors. So I mostly cover that. Situations, on elections, even federal elections. So I do cover those, and but if there is a trial going on here in Fall River. And I would most likely go down and actually cover it, and cover that, just like I covered the Hernandez case at one point. So I'm just getting started. That's all I'm doing, just getting started. And but like I said, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a conservative Republican, and I believe in being united. So I believe that's what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and that's how it's going to be. Sorry about that, but my mouth was getting dried. Unfortunately, yes. So, I'm hoping to hear the verdict from the Karen Reed case. And right now I'm texting Jessica Machado and asking her. Let's see here. Let's see here. Here. Let's see. Verdict of the Karen Reed case. So I text her, Jessica Machado. I just asked her if she heard anything about the Karen Reed case. But I mean, I like to. Sometimes I look on Facebook. Sometimes I do, and and sometimes if I see it, I'll see it. But I like to help out too in other news sources and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much right into that case. So I'm gonna get a shirt just like Turtle Boy's got. You know what I'm saying? Fall River Media News right on it, just right up on the top over here. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I like to do. And I honestly, for me, I will do it. I will put on it Fall River Media News Investigative Reporter right here. So that's how I would do it. If I'm out in the street, I will go live. If I see an accident, I will also go live. If I see anything that will interest my eye, I will go live. You know what I'm saying? To get all the exclusives and information at this time. So, but I just want to let you know that today, the other day, I called State Representative Cal Viola's office, and her office, her secretary got back to me, and her secretary got back to me, and I told, and as a reporter, I was saying, how come nothing's being done about the shooting that happened here on Quequechan Street, and I said, well, we do need cameras up on Quequechan Street, that top lot over there. So we do need cameras over there, and the secretary asked me, well, did you call? Yeah, and I tried to reach out to Mayor Paul Coogan and the city councilors, and I never got a phone call back. I never got a phone call back from either one of them. Okay, either one of them. So I never got a phone call back. So and it's frustrating. So State Representative Cal Viola, his office, she wrote everything down. She's going to give it to Cal Viola, and she's going to make the phone. And the secretary is also going to make the phone call to the mayor's office and to the city council's office to get the process going, to get cameras in that park on Quequechan Street where that shooting happened, because that shooting never should have happened over there on Quequechan Street at that time. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. Okay, it's horrible. It is. When you are going to take a video of the new painting on the old furniture building on Pleasant Street, well, I'm gonna go up there at some point. I saw it on Jared. I saw it on Facebook, and I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna take a picture of that at some point. So I am, and I'm gonna go up there. I've been quite busy, covering the. Talking about the Karen Reed's case, the trial and everything, and working and waiting for a verdict to come out. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for the verdict to come out, and also the Hunter Biden's case too. I'm waiting for a verdict for that too, so I'm waiting for a verdict with that too. So and I've been looking forward, to be talking about Hunter Biden's case, with the cocaine and drugs that he's brought into the White House, the bad deals that he made with Russia and everything too. So, something. But Hunter Biden did plead guilty. He did plead guilty to everything, even gun possessions too is also. Well, so I want to hear what their response is too as well. So I will be so yeah, Hunter was just charged with 3 counts of illegal gun possessions. But thank you, James. I appreciate that for bringing that to light, and that's something that we all need to talk about at this moment. So Hunter Biden was just charged with 3 counts of illegal gun possessions, and I guess he's waiting to be sentenced to prison. And so on. There's a lot of things going on right now that there's a lot of things going on right now, so there's a lot of things that I need to actually cover. You know what I'm saying? And cover these stories. But I do talk about I do talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, heavy stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the J Mello case. I mean, good thing that there was no children involved. You know what I'm saying? Good thing it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know if he's guilty or innocent. Okay? We don't know that. Okay? We don't know if he's guilty or innocent. So I'm not going to say that the guy's guilty, and I'm not going to say that the guy's innocent either. So, I mean, but, there was also been bad press with the diocese and everything else too as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's been bad press with those. You know what I'm saying? And there's also been a lot of cover-ups in the diocese as well. And I'm going to tell you firsthand, okay? I'm going to tell you firsthand as a Christian, okay? As a Christian, okay? There's been a lot of cover-ups with the diocese and everything. There has been, okay? And a lot of cover-ups. A lot of corruption and everything. Things been getting thrown underneath the rug and everything. So there has been. You know what I'm saying? And you know something? And it shouldn't be, because you know something? It makes it look bad for all Christians and everything, Christianity and stuff like that. Okay? But I hope and pray and that this doesn't he's not Father J Mello. I hope he's not found guilty of anything, which is, I hope not. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, you know what I'm saying, that came forward and saying that, he was, sexually assaulted and everything else and stuff. So now we have to check. Into that guy's story and see if that story's legit. You know what I'm saying? Because some guys, some people will do anything for money. You know what I'm saying? They'll do anything for lawsuits and everything else. So, but like I said, there's been bad press throughout the diocese for years. There's been a lot of cover-ups. There's been a lot of cover-ups. And, it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be. And when you hide behind the sacraments, okay, you can't hide behind the sacraments, okay? If you know something that's going on in the church, you say something. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't hide behind the sacraments, you know what I'm saying, anymore. Because there's too many things going on in the churches these days, okay? Absolutely, it is, and it's sad, okay? It is so sad, okay? But I'm not gonna judge this guy. I'm not gonna judge J Mello. I'm not. I will never. You know what I'm saying? But we'll let the investigators, do their job. We'll let the investigators, determine their findings on what should happen. Okay, so let's, he's a young guy too. I mean, I think he's a little bit older than me. I don't know him personally, but I've seen him around. I've seen him around quite a few times. So I just don't know him personally. So but my prayers go out to the families. It does, and it's so. I mean, but they hide. They hide behind the first the commandments. You know what I'm saying? So they hide behind that. You know what I'm saying? And they shouldn't be. And something. But if I ever ran for city council, if I ever run for city council, I would bring that up. You know what I'm saying? I would bring that up. And I don't believe that as a Christian, I don't believe that religion should be separated from politics, separated from the courts. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It should be. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely, because it's causing conflict. It's causing conflict all over the country. You know what I'm saying? It is, and it should be separately. And some people should have choices in life. Okay, whether if they want to go to God, that's up to them. Okay, that is truly up to them. Okay, I mean, we can't say, hey, we can't say, hey, well, you need to open up the Bible, you need to listen to this, you need to do this. That's up to them. If they want to come to God, that's up to them. Okay, and you know something? In my opinion on all that stuff, they should let God handle that stuff. Okay, let the Lord judge. Okay, you don't judge, and you don't force people to come to read the Bible if they don't want to. Let them come on their own. Let them come on their own. Okay? If you let them come on their own, then it's like, okay, well, you know what? Hey, this guy here is cool. Dave's cool. He's telling us we should be doing it on our own. Let us come. He's cool. Okay? And yeah, I am a conservative. I am a Christian. I am a Republican. And you know something? And I'm going to tell you, let people come on their own if they want to. And let me tell you something. Back then, I wasn't a believer. Back then. But you know something? People always came to me all the time. Hey, you need to read the Bible. You need to read the Bible. You need to know about God. You need to know about this. You need to know about that. And I said, look, let me do it on my own. I'll do it on my own. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I will do it on my own. I'll do it on my own. I'll do my research on my own. Okay? So, and, you support the choice for religion, but you don't support a woman's having the choice of what to do with their bodies. Well, let me tell you something. Okay? I don't tell anybody what to do. Okay? All right? With their bodies. I don't. Okay? I don't. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been a lot of conflict about that. Okay? It has been. And don't be confused. Don't be confused. Because, I mean, but I don't believe in that, babies should be murdered. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. That I don't believe in one bit. I don't believe in that. Okay? But you know something? There's been a lot of conflict about that. Okay? I don't believe in babies. I don't believe in that. Okay? Let's put it this way. I don't believe in abortions. Okay? And I'll tell you straight up. Okay? But it's up to a woman what she wants to do. Okay? That's all I can tell you. I'm saying, so, it's up to a woman for what she wants to do with her. I'm a guy. I know what I want to do with my body. You know what I'm saying? Okay? But I'm not going to tell a woman what to do with hers. Okay? I'm not going to tell a woman what to do with hers. That's not me. Okay? I'm not in a woman's body. I'm not in a woman's body, and I'm not going to tell a woman what to do with her body. Like a woman shouldn't tell a man what to do with his. So I'm not going to do that. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just letting you know what my feelings are and how I am as a Christian. So that's how I'm saying it. Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about things. Okay? And, maybe some people may not like how I feel. Well, guess what? That is too bad. Okay? I feel different. Okay? I feel different. Okay? I believe in a woman shouldn't tell a guy what to do with his body. And also, I believe in that a man shouldn't tell a woman what to do with hers. That's theirs. That's their body. You know what I'm saying? And not mine. Okay? I'm just letting you know that. Not mine. Okay? So, I stay clear from that. Okay? It's pretty much clear. Okay? Nobody shouldn't be telling everybody what to do with their bodies. Okay? People have choices in life. Okay? If they're gonna get pregnant and they don't want the child, I believe in that they should bring the child to the hospital or to the fire station or to the police station and give it to them or put it up for adoption. That's what I believe in. Okay? That's what I believe in. I don't believe in children should be murdered. Okay? Or sacrificed. Okay? I don't believe in that. Okay? But I tell you what I believe in. Okay? And that's my belief. And and some people out there may not like what I just said. But you know what? I leave it up to God and let God decide what goes on. Okay? I let him decide. Okay? And I let him do all the judging. And that's it. I don't judge anybody. Because let me tell you something. When they die and when they die, them are the ones have to face God. Them are the ones that would have to face God. And I know we're all going to have to face him sooner or later. And let me tell you something. With all that Roe v. Wade stuff going on, government shouldn't even decide what women should do with their bodies. Government should just stay the hell out of that. Okay? Plain English. Government shouldn't decide on what women should do. Let the women think for themselves what they should do. Government shouldn't tell the woman what to do with their bodies. Okay? Government shouldn't. Okay? Just like men shouldn't decide what women should do with their bodies. Government shouldn't do it. This is the whole big problem going on here in the world, today's world, because government is pushing the issue. I don't support pro-choice. I don't. Okay? Thank you very much, Antonio Pinto, Dave Vermeer. Wow. So, honestly, Roe v. Wade was pretty far from both sides. Okay? So, Roe v. Wade was pretty on both sides. So let me tell you something. I don't believe babies should be murdered or killed. I don't believe in that. But I don't believe that government should be making choices on what women should be doing with their bodies. Okay? I don't believe in that. Okay? Let the women decide what they want to do with their bodies. Let them decide. Okay? That's what that should be doing. Government should not be talking about women. Hey, whoa, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. No! Let the woman decide what they want to do with their bodies. All honesty. Come on. I mean, yeah, so it's all honesty. I don't believe in babies should die. I don't. And I'll tell you firsthand, I don't. But we don't want government to be telling the women what to do. Let them decide. I don't tell my wife what to do. So why should government make a choice for them? Well, honesty. And yeah, I'm a Republican. I'm also a conservative too. And I'm going to lay it right out to you all. I'm going to lay it right out to you all. And if nobody likes what I say, I don't give a damn. Plain English. And I'll tell you straight up. Yes, I am a Christian too. But you know something? I want to... You're right. Antonio Pinto. You're right. Well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, my wife and I, we sometimes my wife does her own thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't talk about my life on podcasts, on social media. But I have a good wife, and I love her very much. And Antonio Pinto, I do. I love my wife very much, and you know something, we get along, and she's my queen. She's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I do, and I love her. You know what I'm saying? Very much. And I will do anything to help her. Of all honesty, okay? Yes, sometimes, yeah, people can be assholes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But of all honesty, that's my queen, that's the love of my life right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, she is wonderful to me, okay? And she's so beautiful, okay? And I hug her, I hug her every morning. I even make breakfast for her. Sometimes she likes French toast. I like bacon and eggs. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And she is beautiful. But and again, and I'll also tell you that I'm not, and something, I'm far from, and I don't believe in people having kids and going to going to an abortion clinic and say, hey, I have a kid, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to suck it out of me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't believe in that. But my question that I'm going to get back to is, I don't believe in government should be, government shouldn't be telling women what to do with their bodies. Let the women make their own choice in life. It's a big problem. It's a big, huge problem here in America. And I'll lay it right out. Just like it's a big, huge problem in the diocese right now. Okay? That's why right now there is allegations on J. Mello, Father J. Mello. Poor guy. The poor guy. Okay? Does baptisms, does schools and everything else and stuff. He's awesome with the children. I don't know him, but for what I heard of him, He's awesome with the children. But I'm not going to judge the guy. Not one bit. And I won't. Because that's not me. So, I mean, it's, and it's sad, but I hope that what this guy said about him ain't true. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I consider both sides. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do. I consider both sides. I just don't talk about one side. I consider both sides. Okay, the guy said something about him. All right, fine. Let's investigate it. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, investigating it. Okay, so I'm actually doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent reporter and also an independent investigator. Basically. So people are not getting abortions at 6. Well, let me tell you something. Kids at 6 months old shouldn't be getting pregnant in the first place. Where the hell is the parents? Okay? Kids shouldn't be getting married at 12 years old. Where the hell is the parents? And you know something? This brings this all into question. Okay? Now, I remember when I used to live down North Main Street, I was standing at a bus stop one time and just waiting for the bus, and I looked over and I said hello, and the girl says hi, and I says out of curiosity, I says, can I ask you how old are you? She says, well, I'm 14 years old. I said, why are you? I said, you're pregnant. I said, a kid having a kid. I said, you're pregnant. I said, and she told me a story that she says her mom kicked her out of the house because she was pregnant at 14 years old. And I said, I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. She told me, she said to me, she goes, I thought that the guy was in love with me and everything. And I asked her, I said, how old was the guy? He said the guy was 18 years old and she was 14. I said, oh my God. I said, you're serious. She said, but I loved him. And I said, well, now, you guys are not together. I said, now look at the situation. Okay? Now, you're in a situation that you don't have a home for your child. Okay? So what are you going to do? She says, I said, but you know what? I told her, I says, excuse me. I says, excuse me. I said, if you were my daughter, I would have to take you back in because you want to know why? Because you're just a child yourself. Unfortunately, that is the law. Okay? You cannot, if your child is pregnant and she's young, you cannot throw your child out because it is against the law. It's a felony in Massachusetts. Actually, the parent can go to jail for that. Okay? If throwing their young pregnant daughter out. Okay? Out in the street. Okay? They're actually, it's a felony in Massachusetts. Okay? Did my research. I looked it up. It is a felony. And you can get 2.5 years in the House of Correction for it because of her being underage and her being pregnant. You put her at risk, and you're also putting the baby at risk. So you're putting an unborn baby at risk too. So there's no question about it. The judge will throw you in jail for that behavior. But finally, I seen her one day at a doctor's office. I even asked her. I says, "How you doing?" She said, "Well, I'm back with my mom now, and my mom's going to help me take care of the kid and everything. I said, well, that's good. I said, that is good. I said, praise the Lord. I said, that is good. I said, I'm very proud of you for that. Okay. And she goes, and she even asked me, she goes, I'm glad I talked to you and everything. I said, well, I'm glad I talked to you too, because, I mean, what would you do with your life? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't talk to anybody about it. You know what I'm saying? Now she's back with her mother. She's a little bit older now. She's taking a kid. I believe the kid right now is 9 years old right now, or a little bit older. I don't know. I mean, it's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? To see and to see somebody suffer like that. You know what I'm saying? So age limits. Okay, age limits. I know Massachusetts is 18 years old and up to get pregnant. If you want to go out with somebody, I know that, and I also know that I mean, if you're going out with a guy, and and you're saying that, well, hey, you know what? I like you. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, I like, but you gotta be old enough. I mean, this, and I know nowadays, there is younger girls that like older guys, and there's older guys that like younger girls. Which is, it shouldn't even be that way. It shouldn't even be that way. Okay, it shouldn't. They should start putting more birth control pills out there and offering them to the young girls. Birth control pills. They should. That would help them. That would help them with it. Of course. You know what I'm saying. I mean, hey, you know something? That would prevent pregnancy and everything else and stuff. That would prevent it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. I mean, it's something. Hey, something. I'm a dad. Okay, been a dad for almost 25, 30 years. I'm 57. So let's call it 57 years. Okay. So I'm a dad. I'm a parent myself. I'm also a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I know all these things. You know what I'm saying? And and I'm trying to educate the young ones that are just starting out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, one day you're gonna have kids. You're gonna say, "Wow, gee, I got a son, I got a daughter," but watch the headaches you're gonna have later in the day. Yeah. Still, yeah, James. Yes, there is still some states that allow child marriage. Like in Wilmington, let that sink in, and I agree. Should be better access to contraceptive, something like that. I'm trying to say, I'm fucking blind anyway. Contractive, septive, something like. But anyways, yeah. But I mean, look at it, Wilmington. There is states out there that allow it, which is, it shouldn't happen. Okay, those states that allow it, they should get it out there and not allow children under the age of 14 or 16 to get married. They shouldn't allow that. Okay, that's called. Oh my God! For a man was a. Oh, let me see here. Wait. I got a breaking news here. Hold on. I got to hold up that with this a minute.
Fall River man indicted for the February shooting death of Joshua Medeiros was arrested yesterday in Georgia. Police say they've been trying to find 32-year-old Kevin Barton for a month and a half. Georgia police spotted him yesterday when he allegedly pointed a gun at a deputy while trying to run away. He was then shot and taken to a local hospital. He's set to be charged in Georgia as a fugitive from justice in the coming days. It's unclear when he will be taken back to Massachusetts.
That's a breaking news right there. Yep, breaking news. There was Fall River man was arrested in Georgia. Police shot him. He was on a run, a fugitive on a run. So now he'll be charged with all those murders, so he was brought to the hospital. The Karen Reed trial jurors is coming. We'll be back soon. And Karen Reed trial judges agreed to adjust the verdict slips. So judges right now, they're going to adjust the verdict slips. So WSBB Channel 5 Boston is will be live over there again when they come back with the verdict. Day after the testifying against the police officer, a woman says let me see here.
She was a key witness in one of the most notorious excessive force cases against police in recent South Florida history.
But just days after testifying against a police officer, Jessica Mooney was arrested herself and was herself badly beaten by law enforcement officers.
And now she tells her story for the very first time to Local 10 investigator Bob Norman in a report you'll see only on Local 10.
A homeless man pushed down, then slapped by a Fort Lauderdale police officer.
Wow.
It was a video seen around the world, and it led to a highly publicized trial.
He showed aggression towards me.
For Officer Victor Ramirez.
All I did was try and help somebody.
24-year-old Jessica Mooney was there. Her boyfriend shot the video, and she testified at that trial.
I testified because it was the right thing to do, because the cop was wrong.
Not guilty.
But just 8 days after the officer's acquittal in March, she says it happened to her. These photos were taken after an incident between Mooney and Broward Sheriff's deputies.
I mean, how does it make you feel when you see
I
these
don't
pictures?
even want to see them.
It happened after Fort Lauderdale police arrested her for allegedly failing to pay a restaurant bill while she walked home with her 5-month-old baby.
Wow.
Mooney's attorney, Scott Hecker.
The allegation was that she handed her child to a stranger, pulled the child. Eventually, she was arrested for neglect and petty theft.
The theft charge was dropped when it was determined she'd in fact paid the bill. A misdemeanor neglect charge remains pending. Mooney admits she had been drinking that night, and police report she was unruly. During fingerprinting at the jail, deputies alleged Mooney was yelling profanities. She claims a deputy named Amanda Marino was verbally abusing her.
I asked her for her badge number or her name. Her hair was covering it.
She said she moved the deputy's hair.
One finger. She smashed my face on the fingerprinting thing.
That's when 3 or 4 more deputies jumped in, but her memory is hazy.
I don't know whether I lost consciousness or if my body just went into shock. I believe I had a footprint on my rib cage. Cuts everywhere inside my mouth from just being brutalized. I just never want to see anything like this happen again. Like, can we stop for 1 second?
Marino and other deputies told prosecutors that Mooney, quote, violently pulled Marino's hair, forcing them to free the deputy from her grip. There is surveillance video of the incident, but officials are refusing to release it, citing a recent legal opinion from the Office of Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who says the release of such video compromises government security.
You see her hand go up to the front and go like this.
Attorney Hecker was able to view the video and says it contradicts the deputy's story.
It's not a fist, and it's not a grabbing motion, as the deputies say. It's moving away.
Mooney said it was only after she was assaulted that she grabbed the deputy's hair in self-defense. The surveillance video doesn't show what happened once she went to the ground.
Everybody on top of her. She's underneath these people. You see arms move.
Once Deputy Marino was extricated, she went back towards Mooney.
It appears as though she's getting ready to kick the defendant, and as she lifts her leg, she falls.
The deputy falls.
The deputy falls on her rear end.
The state attorney's office, citing a lack of evidence, chose not to file charges against any of the deputies in the case, but Mooney has obtained a civil attorney.
It never should have happened. The only people who were violent
Lawsuit.
in this case were the BSO detention deputies.
In Fort Lauderdale, Bob Norman, Local 10 News.
While Mooney suspects that the incident may have been retribution for testifying in the police case, Bob tells us he found no evidence that shows that to be the case. BSO refused comment, saying the incident remains under internal investigation.
So, wow, look at that, huh? Police brutality. Imagine that. Caught on camera in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Police brutality. And this is why. And people will always accept to say, hey, we trust police officers. How can we trust police officers when they're out there doing the abuse too at the same time and pushing down a homeless person? Okay? How can we trust police officers? We can't. Okay? We cannot trust police officers because, you know why? We have some good police officers, but how can we trust them if they're going around pushing down homeless people? Look I just showed you a footage. Look what happened in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Look what just happened over there. I just showed you a whole footage. A police officer pushing down a homeless man. And now a woman just got 2 black eyes and everything else and stuff, right? Look at it. I mean, it's a bad situation going bad right now. We have good police officers, and now we have bad police officers. So now we have to, and this is where the corruption comes in. And some people don't understand that. I'm saying people don't understand corruption with police officers. Okay? They don't check these police officers thoroughly. I mean, these police officers get checked by the state, but they don't get checked by the FBI or they don't get checked by the FBI database. They got to start checking a little bit further before hiring these people or putting these people on the police force. Some of these cops, man, I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not talking Fall River. I'm not talking Dartmouth police. I'm talking all around, everywhere. Okay. Everywhere there is brutality going on, okay? And this with brutality, and this is where we need police officers to take training. Now, if you have an autistic kid, okay, and he's on the street, and somebody calls the police department, they're gonna say, hey, there's something wrong with this guy over here. You know what I'm saying? He's in and out of traffic and everything else and stuff. But how do you know that the kid is not autistic? Okay? How do you know? You don't know. Unless you take the freaking training. You don't know. Okay? Cops will assume, okay, that the kid's got a mental illness. But on top of that, they will not know that the kid is autistic. But a lot of these cops need to be taking that training. Okay? To recognize autistic kids and autistic adults, they need to take that training. Okay, that training should be mandatory for them to take because a lot of times, sometimes cops they're trigger happy, or they'll pull their taser out too. But you gotta assess the situation. You gotta find out, okay, what is wrong with the kid. Okay, then something though. You got to say, well, then somebody will come up and say, hey, the kid's autistic and everything else and stuff. He just ran away from his mother and his father and everything. I mean, things like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to have, some kind of a training. Cops assume a lot of things. And this is why cops get in trouble because they are assuming a lot of things. So now getting back to my buddy James, my buddy's question. Yeah, there is still some states that allow child marriage. I had to do that breaking news. I apologize for that. Some states that allow child marriage, and Wilmington let that. Yeah, it does. Something, and that shouldn't even be a thing. Okay, it shouldn't be. Okay, it shouldn't be. That shouldn't even be a thing. That should stop, okay? Because children at the age of 12, 13 years old shouldn't be getting married to any guy or any older guy, and they shouldn't even be dating older guys, and older guys shouldn't be dating younger women. They shouldn't be doing that. That should be dead under the water. That should be. So, but I had a 2-hour show here. Wow, 9:35, 2 hours. Oh, you know what? Because my son Jared came over today to visit, and I had to spend quality time with him, with Jacob and all, and that's it. But hey, you know something though? Like I said, hey, I'm gonna wait on the Karen Reed's verdict, and as soon as I hear about it, wherever I am, I will go live. If it's not in my studio, I'll probably be outside. I'll go live on Fall River Media, and I will give you the verdict. But like I said before, I did cover the Hernandez case when Olton Lloyd. I met Olton Lloyd's mother and everything else when she was outside the courthouse when Flanagan was mayor. But again, I want to thank James Kilgis for watching, Antonio Ponte for watching, thank you. You guys make some good points up here. And Scott, I mean, I said, you just said that government shouldn't not tell women what to do. Yeah, they shouldn't. Your government shouldn't, and they should. And they also should take religion out of politics and also out of the courts too, as well. Okay, and if you want to teach religion, well, teach religion in the schools. That's all I got to say. Take care, everybody. Thank you all for watching, and I will be on next Wednesday unless I have a breaking news story. Okay, so take care, everybody. I'm Dave Mead, Fall River Media. I own this show, and I want to say, hey, we have some tremendous people watching all the time. So but take care. And Jared Carson, I will be checking out the store in the Flint, and I will let you know. But again, Will Flanagan's running for mayor, so is Carl Caesar, and I might be running for city council. Who knows? I will let you know where I stand with all that. Take care, everybody.